welcome to your messages for the week. First of all, I'd love to wish you a very, very happy new year. These are your messages for, they're not for the week, they're for the month of January. But they're also going to be for this first week of January. So they are your messages for the week and for the month ahead, January 2024. So, as I said, Happy New Year. It's going to be an interesting one. We have Pluto moving from Capricorn into Aquarius, which I think is going to give us all a big kick up the backside in the right direction of our soul's desires. So I think it's going to be a powerful year, an interesting year, and an embodying year. A year where we actually really embody who we really are on a soul level. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, let's not second guess ourselves. Let's go with the intuition, go with those first ideas, even if they seem crazy, because I believe that our soul's desires are making themselves known at this time. So yeah, exciting stuff. If you haven't already seen the messages I did for the whole year of 2024, link in the description, video in the end screen. And I will also put the links to the Christmas week messages and the messages for December, because these are actually timeless messages. They're not just for the week that I'm reading them for, or the month that I'm reading them for. They're messages that will be right for you whenever you hear them. They will be right for the right people at the right time, for the right reasons. So yeah, take a look at those if you haven't already done so. So let's see, that they wanted to come out. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, and that one too. Wow. Oh wow, they just flew out, didn't they? So the last messages I did were quite strange. I looked at the cards and then kind of started channeling. So we'll see what happens this week. I'm having a little laugh because the Queen of Pentacles, I did a reading for myself at the beginning of the year, and for the beginning of the year. And I did a Celtic cross, and the number 7 card in the Celtic cross is for you. It's for the person you're reading for. It's their energy. It usually says like who they are. And I got the Queen of Pentacles. She's very resourceful, living in her abundance, very focused on creating, but she's very grounded, very stable, and all those lovely things as well. So yes, it was they're lovely qualities to embody. But I got her as the me card, and then I just cut the cards before I press record, just to see what the energies are. And I pulled her again and understood that I just had to be myself, be who I am at this time. And now, of course, I've pulled them. And this one came out a little bit separately. I don't know whether you saw, but the 3 fell out and this one was kind of separate. And it's the Queen of Pentacles again. My interpretation of that is the importance of being ourselves. So important, because when we understand that we are the creators of our own reality, and we are creating our own reality through how we interact with the people and situations in our holographic projection that we're calling life, how we interact with other people and situations and everything going on in the outside world, in inverted commas. That's how we create our reality. We're creating it through that interaction. And so that's why it's, when you understand that, it makes it easier, I think, to be who you really are. You know, because first of all, to not care what other people think. It's such a massive thing not to care what other people think, because I think that's one of the things that holds us back the most. And when you understand that there is only you creating your reality, and everybody outside of you is reflecting back to you a part of you. So even if you have people outside of you who are doubting you and putting you down in some way, it is just a reflection of the part of you that is doubting yourself and putting yourself down. That doesn't mean that if you're in a abusive relationship, you stay in it. No, because if you're in an abusive relationship, there is a part of you that is being abusive to yourself. That part of you is the part of you that's staying in the relationship, right? So yes, obviously, if you're in an abusive relationship, you get out of it. If you're in a situation that isn't serving you, you get out of it. But it was still, however when you look back, you will see that it was still reflecting parts of you, the parts of you that beat yourself up, the parts of you that don't think you're good enough, the parts of you that don't respect yourself. Because if you're feeling like that, you will attract a relationship that does the same. So there's no blame, or there's no fault, guilt, blame, any of that. But it is about taking responsibility for all of those things. But it doesn't mean that you stay in that situation, because obviously by moving away from an abusive relationship, what you're doing is having more respect for yourself. You're showing more love for yourself. So this is an example of what I was saying, how we interact and with the situations and the people. So if someone's negative towards us and we say, no, I'm not tolerating that. We're making a stand, and we're saying that to that part of us. So then you walk away and you've raised your self-love. And so the part of you that was being reflected back to you, the part of you that didn't love yourself that much or whatever, that was being reflected back to you, isn't there anymore, because you've made a stand and you love yourself more. So you will then meet someone that's going to love you at that level, because we can only attract people and situations at the level of consciousness that we are at. So, or the level of love, the self-love that we are at. So yeah, keep that in mind. But back to being yourself. The two things I want to say is it's so important to be yourself regardless of what other people say, because just think, oh, that's a part of me that doubted myself, because we do all doubt ourselves, and it's okay. We're not going to judge ourselves for doubting ourselves, because it was all part of the programming. But we are going to move ahead and be more of who we are, whether that be artistic or musical or dance related or whatever creative endeavors, creating. Whether it just be having parties and having fun, or whether it be writing books, writing music, painting pictures, modeling, whatever it might be, it's you being creative. You might be doing interior design, you might be cleaning houses and creating clean spaces. It's all creative. And we all need to be creating, because that's what we came here to do. And so our actions are really important. So we know that our thoughts are important, our words are important, how we interact with the world around us is important, but being creative is also important in many different ways as well. It's really important. So that's the one thing about being who you really are. It's really important. And the other thing I want to say about being who you really are is you might not really know who you really are at a soul level. You might not know. You might have been so buried with the programming from society, from school. You might have been doing a job because you were told that making money was the most important thing, or it was something that your family did, or I don't know what. But you might have been led down a road and you've made a success of it, because that's what you do. You're good and you're cool and you make a success of things. But is it what your soul really wants you to do? You might not know. We get so disconnected from source that sometimes we can't even tell. Some people will say, like, they don't even know what their biggest dream is. It's like, what would you do if you had 17 million pounds, euros, dollars in the bank? How would you spend your days? Not what would you spend it on, but how would you spend your days? The point being that you don't need to make money. How would you spend your days? Because however you would spend your days in that situation is how you need to be spending your days. And you will find ways when you spend your days doing what you love and what you came here to do, using your divine gifts, then it will raise your frequency. When you raise your frequency, you create a whole different reality for yourself, a more abundant one. Pentacles, of course, is typically financial, but it's also abundant of health, happiness, joy, everything, love, and financial security, of course. So you will create a more abundant reality the higher your frequency, because your future lies in your frequency and not in your bank account. So that's a kind of important point to remember. So if there's something that's raising your frequency and making you feel good, and abundance will come in many miraculous ways. It could be through the activity, through your creations, or it could just be through many other ways as well, which allow you to spend your time doing what you love. So yeah, a lovely message there, I think, from the Queen of Pentacles. Let's have a look at the other three cards then. Everything is going to be falling into place when you start following your heart, when you start doing what you love, when you start doing what you are innately good at. You have incarnated into this lifetime with divine gifts. You may not view them as gifts, but there are things that you're good at that just come naturally to you. That when you look around you, you realize that maybe other people have different gifts. And you realize that you can use those gifts to help others. And once you start aligning yourself with your divinity in this way, accepting yourself, accepting the gifts, looking for ways in which you can share those qualities with the world around you, you will find that a whole new world opens up for you. A world of connections, a world of love, a world of peace, a world of satisfaction and fulfillment. And you'll feel it in the heart. You'll feel it in your heart. This sense of fulfillment. It's a sense of fulfillment and joy. And it could be from the simplest of things. It could be from just going for a walk in nature. It could be from hugging a tree, doing a puzzle, singing in the shower, practicing a movement activity. It could be dancing, hugging, painting, playing a musical instrument. It could be writing. It could be reading cards. It could be listening to music. So many different ways that you can connect with the real you the higher self you. Making this connection is the most important thing now. Making this connection is what is going to carry you. I want to say carry you at speed to the life that you're dreaming of, to the fulfillment that you desire, and to the family happiness that you've been seeking, whether that be blood family or your tribe, your soulmates, creating a community based on love and kindness with those around you, spiritually guided, whereby you're following your heart and using your intuition. So the quickest way to create that heaven on earth is to do what your soul is nagging you to do. Your soul is nagging you to do something. What is it? You know, it could be something simple. It could be something a bit bigger. It could be to write a book or to write a musical album. Could be to start giving talks or concerts. Could be about getting a group together so that you can share. Is it your breath work? Maybe you want to share yoga. Maybe you want to display some of your paintings that you've kept hidden in the back room. It's time to get them out. It's time to share them with others. The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away, said Pablo Picasso. Have you found your gift? It's time to share it with others and give it away. For in doing so, you align yourself with your soul's desires. You align yourself with your true divinity, and you bring all that is divine through your human vessel into your creations and into the collective, shining that divinity through you to create a divine society based on love and kindness, your version of heaven on earth, whatever that may be. It's about being the you that you really are. If you ever find yourself biting your tongue, it doesn't mean that arguing is the way to go, but it does mean that you're not being authentic. You're not being your true self. I think solitude is an important point here. Solitude. Are you giving yourself time alone so that you can really feel into your heart? Listen to your heart, because your heart will tell you who to spend time with and who not to spend time with. Are you still shoulding yourself, telling yourself you should do something, or maybe you shouldn't do something? If your heart is yearning to do a particular activity or to see a particular person or to make contact somehow, then listen to your heart. Even if that person is on the other side, beyond the veil. There are many, many people connecting with the higher realms at this time. They have come to help themselves through following this guidance, this higher guidance, and then to share it with others. So be open to contacting and connecting with the higher realms. It could be your passed over loved ones, it could be your spirit guides, or it could be the galactic realms and your soul group. I am ready and willing to allow my soul's desires. I am ready and willing to allow my soul's desires. I am ready and willing to allow my soul's desires. For those interested in the cards, the Eight of Wands, everything falling into place, is the luckiest card in the deck. Wands are action. Your actions will all fall into place when you open up to expressing your soul's desires. The Knight of Swords is the fastest card in the deck, following his inspiration, his thoughts, his beliefs, his intuition. When you open up to the qualities of the Queen of Pentacles, and you express your divine gifts and share them with the world, it's the fastest way to align with your divinity, to create the Ten of Cups, your version of heaven on earth, spiritually guided, heart-centered, loving, fulfilled family, community life based on love and kindness, following your moral compass and connecting with those that do the same. Wow. A powerful month, January 2024. Tap into your divine gifts. Get in touch if you want a private reading. We can do a soul profile reading. Sometimes it can help to help raise your awareness to the qualities that are your divine gifts. So get in touch if you want a private reading. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And well done for getting to the end. If you are new to my offerings, there's lots of free content on this YouTube channel. Check out the Lessons in Awakening and the self-healing techniques. There's also on my website, deborahjanesutton.com, you will find a link to download my first book. That's absolutely free, my gift to you. And my first book, Heal Yourself to Happiness. It's an introduction to energy healing and how you can turn your life around. Some simple activities to get you started on this new spiritual path. So Heal Yourself to Happiness, free to download from my website, link in the description. Second book available from Amazon, link in the description as well, which takes it to a deeper level, Heal Your Soul. We're talking about soul's desires, aren't we? And there is a whole section in there about the importance of being creative, which is what we touched on today. So check that out as well. Have a fantastic January, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I love you all as always. But bye for now.